Hey, what's going on, people? This is Vision. Right now, this topic I should have been making. This topic should have been made a while ago. This topic should have been, you know, I've been forced to have to make other videos besides my topic video and stuff. And so right now, you know, there's a lot going on and stuff, and there's so much, and these other videos that I make, they're crucial too. None of this is an act. None of this is like I said before. I think I mentioned in one of the videos. This is all non-script, freehand videos. So, I might have to make a couple. I might have to review. This topic here is before the government took over the drama against me. And so this drama, pretty much we're about to be coming up to 10 years. In 2018 it'll be 10 years. From what my knowledge was, somebody had told me that there was a fake profile that was going on. This was back in 2009, in the middle of 2009, somewhere around there. I had someone had said, "Hey, yeah," but it was on still MySpace, but and then I was like, paid no mind to it, but they're like, "Yeah, we knew it's not you and stuff because the picture's different." Had to do with the mustache and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, but there was like some other pictures beyond, and they kept it locked and stuff. They kept the profile locked, private. And so it was pretty Puerto Rican. They made another. So after that, I guess, I didn't pay no mind to it. I just left it alone. And this was, I was actually, yeah, just for like a month or two, I just didn't, and then I saw like people just acting all weird and stuff, and some people that I knew, I don't know, it was just kind of, things were different. And so after that, I heard again, and that they're keeping up this profile, because I thought it was just something they were gonna put up, do some bullshit, and then because it didn't look like me. The picture, I never had a mustache. So this is, like I said, in the middle of 2009, like in the summer or something like that. And then it was getting towards the end, and then I started posting on MySpace, just lightly. It wasn't that much, it was drama wasn't that heavy. Someone told me that this drama started back at the like towards the end of 2008. In the middle of 2009, that's what somebody had told me that and stuff. And so from that point on, like I said, this is in 2009, like around July, around this time, pretty much. And so the girl I was with, someone had said that it had something to do with the girl I was with, that this profile, and I'm like, nah. So then I asked her, she wasn't even, she didn't know nothing about it. Nothing was going on. So it's 2009. So we just continued on, continued with our lives, and the kids. And because, like I said, it was minor, And then, I just kept on with the MySpace, kept on, and then still dealing with life. And then we, ended up moving. And we had moved from Hayward to San Jose, and so this is like in the west part of San Jose. And then from there, me and my second kid's mother, we still established our lives, still going. She was working, I was trying to take care of the kids, getting everything together, I had worked at a warehouse place for a while, but it was seasonal. I guess it was like one of them .com companies or something, like, I don't know. But the whole thing was, I was working, I was dealing with my kids, I had to work a graveyard shift, And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Graveyard I don't really do, but I had to because I had my family and I was dealing with it, and the drama was still going on. This was too, and then it started getting into in 2010 because we moved into San Jose. I think it was in 2010, around there, like at the end of 2009, 2010, like January, around there, like in December, somewhere around there. And then, but that's when the fight started getting a little bit more, because then I heard that they opened up another account, because I had disputed the account on the MySpace, and so then I heard that they opened up another account. So then I was telling people, no, I do MySpace, that I was working at this company. And so people knew about MySpace. They didn't really say, oh, nobody really does it. They were just like, oh, okay. So people got informed. They knew, and then it wasn't as bad. And then people were getting caught back then. And this is 2010. And then from what I heard, there was something called Mafia Wars, and they were using that. And then once again, I questioned the girl I was with, because they said it had some tie to her, and then she, so I left it alone, because those people I just met. I was with the girl and we had a family, and I'm not trying to hear noise on people at that time, and that was around 2010 and stuff, towards the end of 2010, something like that, around this time. And yeah, so this was before the drama, and then I heard when I moved over to San Jose that it was all red. It was all the red Mexicans and stuff. So, but I wasn't really calling them out on that like the way I did now. But back then, it was more of the Real Haters of NorCal. That's what it was called. And then the bloggers that I really much kept in touch with, there was Jerry Burrow, Steve Awesome, and Danielle and stuff. And so those are the three and stuff that were mostly on my MySpace, and people knew about MySpace. It wasn't something like that was, it was slowly going out, so I used, and during that time, there was a time, I think, like I was trying to, because you couldn't really cuss online, and cussing was kind of like a no, you put it online, it wasn't really. So I was trying to use symbols for the statement words, to express the anger that I was, because I didn't like what these people were doing, and it brought attention. The symbol brought attention because of the statement words that I was using, and how I was using it, how I was just like how I'm blogging now, pretty much the way the blogs are now, or the blogs then, but using more hashtags and stuff, and more of the statement words. And so I guess Jerry Barrow picked it up and then changed it into like using it with regular words, not as, and making a sentence into that. I don't know, but the whole thing is, that's what was going on and stuff. And that was during the time I was fighting against the other profile. That's why the Red Mexicam, NorCal Red Mexicams, they don't want the hashtag, because they knew that was my, because of the expression. So it became that statement. And so yeah, that's pretty much that was it. And so we got it to that, and so I was staying in San Jose, and then I had to notify, I was going to school, and then I had to notify, for a minute, and before I was working. And so after that, it was just, things started getting kind of weird. And then when I went to school, everything was just kind of like, it wasn't cool. So then I started having people. My phone started getting hacked. Like, I guess there was this type of, somebody said my phone was getting hacked, that they were locating me on my phone, some type of app with the Loke or some, I don't know. Um, that was back in 2010 and stuff like that. It got really heavy, So, but thank God, nothing was happening with the kids. The kids were, there was some light stuff but not as much. And so all that was going on, and everything else pretty much wasn't as, like, the government wasn't involved. There wasn't FBI, there wasn't CIA, like the way it is now. And so next thing you know, I had to notify police because of these people that were following me or whatever. And I was asking the girl I was with, my second kid's mother, like, who are these people? What's going on? Do you know about this profile? And once again, she denied and don't know what I was talking about. Like, I'm crazy and stuff like that. So that was it. And so I had to go to the police. I had to go to the sheriffs because in our district, and I had to let them know, like, hey, let them know that I was aware of this fake profile of me, that I don't do Facebook. I let them know. Back then, I let them know too. I did MySpace, and they asked if the girl that I was with was behind it. I said I don't know. She denies everything when I question her. And they said, do you think you have a suspicion? I go, maybe, but I'm not, for sure about this. But what I am for sure is these people that claim red, from what was told to me, they're part of this fake profile. And they were doing it on Facebook, and then they did it with the Mafia Wars. It had to do with the Mafia Wars. And then, because Colors got into it and stuff like that. It's always been the Colors because of them. But it was all because of the NorCal Red, the NorCal Red Mexicans. They were the first ones to start it, not the government. And it was pretty much behind me. It was based, like, on Puerto Ricans, and so it was like this fight against, like, Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, and then it had to do with two people who claimed blue and stuff. So that was it. And I was still on MySpace trying to fight and tell people don't believe that. And then people were informing other people that I did a MySpace profile, and so it was a battle before it got to this point. And so 2000, and then we had to leave. The rent in San Jose, a little bit more pricey. The work seasonal, so I wasn't getting that. I couldn't get it, so it was getting bad. So we had to leave. We left, like, towards the end of, me and the second kid's mother, we left towards the end of 2010. Around this time, I think like December, January. And so we were over there in Tracy. So then we went to Tracy. To Tracy, we were 2011, towards the end of 2010. I think it was like November, December 2010, and then 2011, all of 2011, and then 2012. But see, then that happened. I had to notify the police that, hey, we have to leave. We're gonna pick up. We gotta go to this address over here in Tracy and stuff. And everything was, so far. I kept it kind of. There was a detective, Santa Clara Sheriff's, and so that was it. And then two detectives on that, and then I don't know what happened. I never got back with them. I came back. I never saw them. Never kept in touch or anything. Because once I went to Tracy, then it was in Tracy's hands, and then they were next door. And I don't know, but I ended up finding out later that it was I think it was like some red part of the Red Mexicans. They I guess they own that house. I don't know. It was weird because I found out after I moved out and I'm here being homeless in San Jose, and the way these people want to act, they want to act like I was in all that because that's their last route that they could take. But the government knows. Everyone, the government knows. They know because they were watching at that point, because that was 2011, and from what I heard, from what my informant told me, that they had FBI on that case in 2011, because they went to, and then they had the videos, and I wasn't even cool with the people next door, and I was actually trying to get the police to, and I even went to go and have a search next door, and I told them I don't know what's going on. They one time police knocked over at the house because we lived in a duplex in Tracy, and I tried to get the police officers to get next door, and I go, I don't know, those people, they stay locked in their house all the time. They don't come out and stuff like that. And then, the police officer was questioning me, and I'm like, yeah, I told him about this fake profile. And then after that, and I go, I think they're part of that, but they, never got into it. So then later, I was getting phone calls, and, once again, I questioned the girl I was with. What's all this? Why does this keep happening? And then somehow you have some tie. Somehow you have some tie to this profile and stuff, and I don't know. She denies it. She said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. We get to a big old argument, all kinds of drama. I was like, all right, I mean, I'm just wondering, why does we go out in public and this stuff just keeps, I don't know, it's weird. So, this is 2011. 2011, it wasn't just like, that was all 2011. This was all going on. And, I went to the police, and the police, they were like, they talked about it and everything. They said, well, it's an internet crime and we can't do anything about it. And this is 2011. I don't know what the laws are now. He's like, well, the law, you can't do anything, and, all this stuff. So, and then I told him about the phone call, stuff getting hacked and everything. Well, that happens and everything. So, and I told him about the people that lived next door. They didn't want to do anything about it. And it turned out the people next door knew and had ties with some type of informant with the Tracy police or I don't know, some kind of stuff. I don't know. They had something to do with it, because they never went in and did any busts. I kept telling the person who was part of that area in 2011, and I went down there, and then there was another officer, and then so no, I was trying to stop it, at that time, just getting it stopped. I wasn't, and still doing the MySpace. I was still telling people, doing the MySpace, same profile. And during that time too, F-Scar wasn't even around. My enemy, F-Scar, he is not around. He wasn't even thought up at this time, 2011. And the only one who was really in the picture was the first master of the Red Mexicans, the ones that now the government of the North, that's their master. So what's going on now is, before it was the first master of the Red Mexicans of the NorCal, then now it's the government of the North. So, but anyways, it didn't turn out that barely just happened. But this is before. So hold on. So we get into that point where they end up This was like 20. Okay, this is, but like I said, before F-Scar. F-Scar wasn't even around. 2011, so towards the end of 2011, I'm like, okay, look, all this drama, all this stuff is going on. I'm hearing it. We got to break up. You're saying you don't know anything, and we ended. So we ended at the end of in the new year before, and I left. I broke it off with Amanda because she didn't, she still kept on saying she didn't know what it was or what was going on and all this stuff, and she didn't know about any fake profiles. She knew I did MySpace. She knew I didn't. I told her because at that time it was Facebook too, and she had a Facebook account, but I didn't do Facebook and stuff, and so all that stuff mattered, So when I'm not gonna sit there and try to get into some, hardcore fight just because she's denying, these questions that I'm asking her. So, I just had to break it off. I'm like, okay, you know what? These people who are telling me, I trust these people. I understand. They're telling me the truth. Because it was hard. It was hard to just let go of family like that. Because that wasn't my purpose. But, I was like, you know what? I can't have these people who claim red try to be me and change me on a profile. And these people are out here thinking that it's me. And these people too are having some say that you have some ties that you're messing around. So, it just got, there was a lot of conversation in 2011 with the second kid's mother. F-Scar wasn't around, like I said. It was all the first master. Okay. The breakdown on F-Scar, there's already a video on that. But I'm going to mention that in here because that has part before the government got involved. So anyway, so 2012, we broke up. We lived in the house for a minute, and then we had to break it off. We had to get out of the house. She went more further. Kids finished off school in Tracy. They left to go live with their mom. I went out of state thinking these people would stop, hoping to build a better life. Because I was thinking, what, these people, maybe I'm around and they just have too much, I'm around and they have too much time on their hands. I don't know why they're so busy on me and like tripping and stuff, but yet they're not fighting. They're not trying to put up a fight or nothing like that. Like I said, at the same time, F-Scar wasn't around. The first master, the first Red Mexicans master, he wasn't even showing himself. He didn't even try to fight me or anything. Nothing like that. They just kept this stupid profile up. Not this one, but the fake one. They kept the fake profile up and stuff. They kept this fucking stupid fake profile of me up, and like they're trying to do now. But that was back in, it's been going on. Like I said, it's almost 10 years. And this is before the government before the contracts to take over this profile against me. And so 2010 ended, and all this information just gathered up over the years. I hear about some stuff, and then they gathered up. So I went over to Florida, in 2012, went over there for a minute, got work, quick, and making, cool, honest, whatever, working a 9 to 5, and so next thing you know, I ended up, getting a paycheck and all, and keeping things cool. And then next thing you know, more fraudulent activities going on. I'm posting stuff and letting people know in Florida. I always done MySpace. Back then it was kind of going out. It was already kind of out and stuff in 2012. It was just like, people a lot of people made the transition over, but I had not did that. I didn't do that because I wasn't because I heard that they made this other fake profile. So I didn't do that transition. I wasn't about that. You know, other people were, and then I don't know, somehow they from what I heard too, that they were sending out emails and all kinds of bullshit. This was all red. This was all the red. This was all the NorCal red. This is all them and stuff, not the government. And so I ended up going back to California because of this drama that was going on. This drama that was, but I didn't really tell too many people in Florida about that, you know. And so, because it got kind of, it just, things got kind of different. It got kind of weird and stuff like that. So, what happened was, so this was 2012. I ended up over there in the valley, you know, capital of California. And so I was taking care of my kids. And well, I was around my kids a little bit more, but the grandmother was trying to, kids, I don't know. It was a weird kind of thing, but I was over there for a while before I ended up, you know, getting work and getting things together, because I was gonna, you know, move back to Tracy, because the drama, kids got out of school, everything was cool, and so I wanted to get things together. And so you know, I started working towards the end of 2012, and you know, like around this time, and you know, but of 2012, you know, like October, November, somewhere around there. And so you know, I had some work going on, but then you know, it didn't happen. And then I ended up moving out of Tracy. And back then the drama there wasn't actually no drama at all. It was pretty much really light. And I ended up going to San Jose towards the in the new year. And so now it's 2013. And 2013, this is the year. This is when it gets heavy. This is when me being out here in the streets really caused it to, like, okay, this is like when the scale tipped over. So I ended up going to, and then see, during that time too, like I said, F-Scar wasn't around, and the hypnotism, none of that was going on. None of that was going on. There was no hypnotism. There was no F-Scar. None of that stuff was going on. There was none of that. And so 2013, I ended up being, you know, I had this Jetta, and I ended up going all over the place trying to get things together. And then I ended up coming out here to the Bay Area, and my car ended up getting stranded out here, so I had to stay out here. And then I ended up going to Sacramento for a minute to help my second kid's mother move into her new apartment and stuff. So I ended, and you know, helping everything get situated, you know, unpacking and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I did, and I got it together. And then finally, you know, she had to let me go or something. I don't know, some drama. So I ended up leaving, coming back to the Bay Area, and this was back in May. And then May, I was out here, and I've been out here ever since. And then the drama online. Next thing you know, these red Mexicans had to work more, like heavier and stuff, more and more and stuff. And F-Scar still wasn't around yet. And so I would come out around the daytime, and then during that night, you know, I'd go to sleep, and then the red Mexicans, they would actually bring out the lookalike that was behind those fake profiles and stuff. And so from what I heard, you know, he ended up getting, some girl gave him some battery acid or something like that, and he injected it, and he died and stuff. And then the profile, they had to shut it off. They found out everything was fake, everything was all drama and all that kind of stuff. And then yeah, it just got all bad. It just got there was other lookalikes. They try to get in their place because what was happening, the the other profiles, they because their gang, they were behind that profile, so then they had to get other people behind it and all that kind of stuff. And then those other lookalikes started dying, more started dying. So before the money really could cross over hands and stuff, before lawyers were there and everything was ready to set up, they had to act quick. They were able to buy some time by investing in a rumor. That rumor, and I knew about it because I never knew about it before. Everyone knows that. They're just trying to, because now the government is contract, because this is before, and that gang always kept on losing, and this is before the contract, and then so that rumor helped them buy time, and then FSCAR came in. FSCAR finally came out more, because then there was like this fake wedding that went on, and then that's when I talked about, that's the breakdown on FSCAR. So the breakdown on FSCAR would have the rest of it, but in 2014, that's when the government really took over. That's when the hashtag was revealed in March. The whole world in March knew that I was the first one to launch the hashtag, and then of course people know who, but I didn't launch it. Like, it was just people, statement words. And so now what's going on is the time machine and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much before the government took over. 2014, that's when the time machine came out, like around July, August of 2014 and stuff. It started in America first, and then, but yeah, so the government, and then it talks about everything else. All right, well, this is the breakdown before the government took over this drama against me. Now it's contracted, and so there'll be other ones on that. All right, keep in touch. Later. Vision. Remember, MySpace, Leo Rubin MySpace.